Welcome back, everybody, and as you can see, our next game is Hades. It's going to be a 3-weapon showcase by Demerine. Her commentary is going to be Silverfire, and I am Natara, your host. I'm going to pass it over to Demerine to do her introduction.
Hi, everybody. You may know me from such speedruns as Pet the Cat in the Attic and Pet the Randomizer someplace between OXA and OXOB. But today we're going to play Pet the Pup in the middle of Hades' House of Heck. Here we go, and we're done. Cool. That was that. No, I'm Demerine. Hi, everybody. This is Hades. I was supposed to race this with my fiancée, Olivia there today, but due to medical reasons, I'm not going to get into the severe details of, she was unable to join me today, which is unfortunate because I really wanted her to kick my butt. But I'm going to pet this dog while we do some more talking.
However, despite Olivia not being here, we do have a very important announcement that she is going to be yet another one of our new exceptions.
Hooray!
Yay!
Welcome!
Yay.
One of us.
So, in addition to Seraph and Frozen Flygon, that makes 3 new exceptions that we're super excited to announce for everyone this marathon.
Yay!
We'll have more announcements coming soon.
TM.
So this was going to be her proper induction into the RPG Valkyries Edge Case Collective combat.
Oh yes, our totally 100% friendly rival.
Our eternal rivalry hatred, clearly.
On opposite sides! Oh, the tragedy! I love it. Here.
It's like the modern day Romeo and Juliet, except everyone is smart in this one.
I don't know. We're sitting in front of a Greek-themed video game. This kind of tragedy could only be a Greek tragedy.
And rather than poison and stabbing, we just have video games and cuddles. So I think I like our version.
Yeah, our version is infinitely superior.
So I can get out of here before I get murdered.
Yeah, so the edge cases that aren't a part of this run are going to bounce, but welcome, Olivia Hithera. We're real happy to have you here, and I'm excited to have you on the team.
Yay,
and have a good run, Demi.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, so we're Demi's going to be picking up a relic that will determine which of the Olympian gods will help her out at the beginning of the run. And I believe we're doing the first one with the most anachronous weapon here.
Yeah, the gun. It's really the adamant rail, forged by the gods and then sent down to the bottom of Heck because, well, man should not have such power. This game's not political or queer at all, I swear. I mean, I've got my boyfriend's theme playing in the background. Zagreus is a gigantic bisexual disaster. This game is fantastic. You should play it. Cool. I don't know what I'm going to start on, though. But we'll start the timer once I start my first run. But Thunder Signet's safe with Rail, I think. There's options. I got options. Cool. Yeah, we'll do this. Normally Liv will play with this aspect, which makes your first shot do immense amounts of damage. And you know what? I don't normally play with this thing. But, for her, because, this is me trying to do my best impression of what my fiancé would have done in this run. We're gonna go ahead and pull out the rail, and we'll pull out the sniper rail.
So I think if you're going with Aspect of Hestia, then you don't want Zeus's Signet as your attack, as your basic attack.
Oh no! Now I want the Adamant Arrowhead. I want to have critical damage here. So, but yeah, we were supposed to set on minimum 5 heat, which is the difficulty level. Once you finish the game the first time, you get all these extra options that let you increase the difficulty of the game. I set it to just the enemies move and attack 40% faster because it makes them come at you, which means you can kill them faster because they're coming at you, which is generally the game plan. We're gonna have enough time for 3 weapons. The game goes off of in-game time. The world record is actually set with Adamant Rail, and it's under 5 minutes of in-game time. My best time's like 14 and change with the fists, so, not really a speedrunner of this game. I'm never going to put a time on the boards, but I speedrun it.
Admittedly, some of that is like doing a lot of rerolling for the perfect seed, and
Yeah,
so forth.
some very specific setups are necessary to go that fast.
But
But
this is a bit of a roguelike. This is a lot of a roguelike, really.
Yep.
Yeah, we're trying to escape Hades. If you die, well, where do you go in Greek mythology when you die? You go to Hades.
so yeah, you end up at the bottom of Heck in the House of Hades. In Hades' House of Heck in Chicken and Waffles. But yeah, we are gonna get started then. I'm gonna count us in, and we will go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And we get to start off with some sort of power-up is going to be there to start for us. It will be the Artemis power-up. We're hoping for attack boost. Attack boost is best. Special cast dash strike. I have the ability to re-roll. This is a fully powered file, so I have the ability to like re-roll and do things like that. So we're going to take additional attack damage because
Let's try it.
when we reload, as you can see, I'm going to one-shot some things. You literally have to walk through your own bedroom. Zagreus is, of course, is Hades' son. So, you know, you hate your dad because it's a video game, you know. I don't need to do, like, the power of this weapon is that when you reload, if you do it manually, you only have 12 shots in the clip. If you reload manually, your first shot does a bonus 150 damage bonus. So, as you can see, with the chance to critical, it hurts pretty bad. Trying not to fire them into the walls, though. Like I'm playing Link to the Past or something.
This also has an alternate firing mechanism, which is a, like, you kind of lob a rocket. And it does a pretty solid, that does a pretty solid amount of damage itself.
Yeah, so we're gonna use rocket to kill one enemy while we use, while we try to use the reload to, off another target. You'll see enemies also, some enemies will have yellow health bars, and that's armor. You have to break through the armor completely before you can do damage to the health below. So keeping in mind, that means that the overpowered shot, even if it does enough damage to pierce through and do more than the yellow bar of health, that doesn't matter. You will only remove the yellow bar completely and not do more damage than that. No chaos gates yet. I really like a damage chaos gate here.
Chaos lets you kind of take a temporary penalty to get a long-term buff that stacks with all the other types of buffs. Boons, rather.
Yep.
Come on.
Took a little bit of damage there. We do regenerate about 3 health a room as one of the perks that you get as you power up your file, is you get kind of small permanent bonuses like that.
Heck is beautiful. This is by Supergiant Games, so of course if ever you played like Bastion or other queer game Transistor, which, you know, answers the question, is it queer to date your own sword? The answer is yes. Also, you'll occasionally see the pop-up Ruthless above my head, because what happens is that when I dodge, what happens is that if I successfully dodge an attack, what will happen is that I only get 1 dash instead of 2, but I get a buff that makes me do 50% more damage for the duration, which is 2 seconds. Your attack is faster and more accurate, but I don't care about that. While firing special, these all suck.
I like the chain lightning cast. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my next option for Gale's Gamer, and it's like, I'm not super pleased. Cluster Bomb is fine. It hits a really wide area, but does less damage. Inescapable Blast just locks things down, though. I don't know. None of these are really great. We'll grab that.
I would do Cluster Bomb, I think, here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Slowdown on a special. I want speed. Attack speed's real bad. Quick Reload's actually really good on this build as well, so we're gonna grab that. So this is what the Chain Lightning cast does. It lets you fire these off in quick succession, which of course, if they don't stick in an enemy, they will bounce around and then hit multiple times, which makes them great for softening things up. You can tell, this is gonna speed things up immensely. As because I can now sweep through rooms real fast. This is a double buff room, which is fantastic. Man, Excalibur would be so hot. Well, you know, hey. I got you. I got you real good on that one. Don't worry about it.
After this Adamant Rail run, we're gonna showcase at least 2 other weapons based on a bid war, right?
Alright, so when you pick one buff, the other god hates you temporarily and of course attacks you because he's a jerk. So Zeus will leave these death circles around that of course strike you with lightning because Zeus has one joke, one trick. He only knows one way of doing things, and that is strike it with lightning. He's even less subtle than I am.
If there's a bid war for that, I have no idea. I don't think so.
I don't want any of these either. Can I get something good? That's fine. Static Discharge is fine. Jolted means that enemies will take extra damage when they attack, which is fine. There was supposed to be a bid war. It didn't happen. It's
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
My fate is mine.
It was
Also,
a last minute thing, so no big deal.
So let me know when there's time for a donation.
Fire it up.
Perfect. We got $50 from Ground Flyer saying, thanks for doing this awesome marathon to support an equally amazing charity, the Trevor Project. I'd like my donation to go towards FF4 Free Enterprise, renaming Rosa to her true canonical name, Boza. I hope she can participate in the punting of the posterior this PM. And that bid word for Rosa's name is really firing up here, and it does put Boza in the lead.
She's a white mage. That's how that works.
Seems legit to me.
People do love white. I can attest to that.
Liv, you can assert all 3 weapons. That's fine. If you want to tell me what to play, I will show off. Please don't give me the one I don't like. You know which one I don't like. First boss is one of the 3 Furies. This is Electo.
Hi, Karen.
Probably the worst of the 3, honestly.
I can use this. Got a feeling it's to
One of the other things though is that you see when you actually stick a cast in a target, it'll take 50% more for the duration that it's sitting in them, which is great.
But it also means you can't recast until that is either
out.
or you kill that in.
Yep, and of course bosses don't die very quickly, and this should do it. No reload. Please let me reload. Thank you. Why am I not crit? Now is not the time to not crit. Thank you. I want to troll you specifically.
She's psyching up.
Let's get out of here. 449. Again, this is not a preferred weapon for me. This is not a preferred setup for me. This is gonna be comparatively slower than most of what I do, which is fine. 140 health, which is good. We'll pop out here.
Tell Meg I said hello.
At the end of each zone, you do get a bit of a heal.
And then and then we move to a different level of heck, which is harder.
Go on and try.
So we have the Plains of Asphodel coming up. We will get a chance to swap our whichever accessory we're using, and
Going
it looks like Demerine had picked the Poseidon, the conch shell, which gives you a bunch of different options for knockback, which can be pretty useful, particularly because you do get bonus damage if you slam something either into a wall, or if something gets cornered off of a ledge, or if you push things into the magma.
The other thing is that you also, the way that I have, there are perks that you get through the game. That's why it's kind of more roguelite than a roguelite. But I have a perk that for every god that's represented within my buffs, I get an additional 6% damage. As we all know, more damage is better than less. We try to add as many gods to the rotation as we can to maximize that damage. Usually it gets to around 30 to 36% every run. Wow, that shot just killed you.
That is the reason
delicious.
that Liv likes this weapon, because
Appreciated.
that is some really high damage spikes that you get from the kind of manual reload.
I don't like it because I have to think.
This is not a weapon where you can mash like a bad fighting game player.
Watch me. I'm gonna mash like a bad fighting game player. No money. I'm just gonna get more upgrades. These pomegranates allow you to upgrade your abilities, add more levels to them, which means that they do more individually. This, of course, is pretty great.
I'll have you know the power of the seas themselves is
Can't match like a bad fighting game player. God, it's like a challenge or something.
Let's see.
Can you get out of heck by like mashing like a bad fighting game player?
On to the next one.
But yeah, we use the first shot to soften things up, or we use the Zeus shots to bounce around and loosen up the targets and remove most of their health. They will also if they're dislodged from enemies, they will come back to you after a certain period of time. It does take a few moments. So you have
A
to be,
while.
so you gotta be a little cognizant of that. Also, not having multiple dashes is kind of annoying, but we'll make do. Look, everyone's a bad fighting game player except for like Sonic Fox. Hey, yeah, I got to weave in a Sonic Fox reference here. Right, this of course is Eurydice. We love her to death. She's like the greatest character in this game. But she gives you one of 3 different upgrades. One which is just upgrades 2 of your boons to the next rarity, which greatly increases their efficacy. Upgrades 4 of your by a level, which increases it a little bit. And then there's Refreshing Nectar, which just guarantees that your next 3 boons will be at least rare base instead of white or common base. But I'm just gonna upgrade what I got, because what I got's pretty good.
Yeah, upgrading the rarity of what you have is pretty good here. Let's see what we get.
Tempest Flourish. Not what I wanted. Like, legitimately not what I wanted. I only got 1 instead of 2, and I got Flourish, so I'm very saddened by that. That's fine. It just increases the damage of this.
All yours.
Why, thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye.
So these
What was
these
what was the other rarity upgrade? It was like one of our like tertiary things.
yeah,
Is it the jolted one or something?
I think so, which I was, again, also not excited about. So the blue enemies here, they make everything else in the area invincible, so you have to kill them first. So we're going to try and AoE these down a little bit more because...
There are some traps that you can take advantage of, like those bombs. He even helpfully says so.
And here's Athena, who is absolutely beautiful. That's how this works, but this also adds another god. Divine Dash is the ability I have taken the most in this game, because your dash, which normally has a good bit of invincibility, now instead of just having a good bit of invincibility, it's more invincibility and reflex attacks.
I'm here again to lend you my
Unsurprisingly,
power,
this is very
noble
powerful.
peasant. Though your own strength of will is how you'll finally break through.
So yeah, we're going to turn rain reload.
The shield of light.
But there's also some subtle craftable things here, like when I do have an empowered shot available, you'll see that the barrel turns a light purple, letting you know that you are ready to go.
Right on cue. Not yet.
Where's the last one?
Just a bit longer.
Healing. So we're gonna not take a boon here and try and heal up. But yeah, we're at the end of Zone 2 now, so we're gonna face our second boss in a minute. You're selling fries. Also, you'll notice that this is actually a euro in fries, which is just very silly to me.
Some nectar there.
We'll buy an upgrade too while we're here, I guess. We'll take a look for shot because that's actually going to help us sweep up certain enemies in Zone 3, which is important. Having the base damage that be over 100 actually will matter for survival. Also, just so everyone knows, I'm going to be donating $5 every time I die, which on 140 health.
We do have in the bottom left, we have 3 charges of Death Defied, which will let us to ignore a single death and come back at half health. If those run out, then yeah, we go back to Hades.
then the run ends. it's unsafe, right? The intent of the original run with Liv was we were going to race until one of us won twice, and play the weapons of our choosing. People say I would not be playing this because I suck with this. This particular rail build I'm very bad with, because again, it requires that I think. Not really a thinker, I'm more of a masher.
Those are pretty fun, though.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm just not good at it.
Can I just pop in with a quick reminder to everyone?
Yep.
Excellent. So our next game coming up is the Pokemon Crystal Randomizer, and we do have a bid war open in order to name both the player and the rival, and currently those are sitting at 0. So if you wish to have your name or your favorite name for one of those characters, you have until the end of this Hades run, because that run is next.
I'm at 2 health. This is normal.
This Hydra fight is really chaotic, especially in this phase where you have 5 Hydra heads that just pop up that you have to deal with before you can continue.
Lurny is an adorable game. It's actually the Lurnarian Hydra, but you nickname it Lurny because Zagreus is kind of a jerk.
Yeah, you don't nickname it until you've like fought it like several dozen times.
Alright, we're gonna switch over to the safety piece, which is the Broken Spear Point, which basically, when you take damage, normally you can take damage consistently until you've taken, I think, a certain threshold of damage. I think it's 20% of your health. And then you get a barrier that stops you from taking further damage for a few seconds so that you just don't get bursted down instantly. The Adamant Spear Point gives you that effect all the time, but it can only trigger once every 7 seconds, and when it does go off, it has a 1.5 second duration, because I have it fully upgraded. Again, this is a very upgraded file, but it can only happen once every 7 seconds, so it only goes off once every 7 seconds. But it lets you survive a lot. It's an incredibly powerful piece of equipment. Like, it's the best defensive piece you can use. But now we are in Elysium. As you know, the Elysian Fields is where the heroes go when they die. We're gonna get money because I'm broke, and that's real important.
To the top.
As you can tell, we're doing some pretty severe damage with these now. These do, like, with the additional damage buff, the bouncing casts are doing like 200 damage a piece now, which is like real good. Oh hey, the run killer. Also, you'll notice that when some enemies in this area die, instead of dying, you'll see a little soul pop out of them, a little eyeball soul pop out. If you do not kill the eyeball soul before it returns to its weapon, the enemies will reanimate. This is bad, obviously, because they reanimate with full health.
How come they reanimate with full health and you come back with half health?
Because plot reasons.
That's just rude.
Well, it's the souls of dead heroes, so they know how to come back and fight real hard, apparently. So you'll see these tiny chariots rolling around. You know how I mentioned that we had to upgrade that one-shot maneuver that we had? Technically with the rail I didn't need to, but like being able to AoE a bunch of them at one time is real good. Because they run up to you and they explode. Doing pretty good damage on this play. We're just trying to take heals here because we're getting beaten up pretty badly here. So we're gonna try and take some safer routes through, like by taking shops instead of fights. I would love, there we go, Centaur Hearts, which give you maximum health. So we're playing real safe right now.
What did the poor centaurs ever do to you that you're taking our hearts?
They're already dead. Everything in this game is already dead. Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying about it.
Look, the centaurs wouldn't have it any other way.
You're not wrong.
They just want you to be healthy and strong.
I'm here for this.
I have to like think and reload, which is very hard.
The way I tend to play it when I'm playing this weapon is I just kind of like mash my reload button and
Yeah, basically. So what we can do though is we can buy extra lives on occasion. They cost 200 gold. We're gonna buy one. Because I would like to finish all 3 of these runs.
so that brings us back up to 3.
Yep.
Good for the health.
Ow, ow, ow. Archers, of course, you can see the target over your head. It starts to glow redder and redder as the shot's about to fire.
Should be useful.
The shield soldiers, of course, you can only hit them from the front or when they're in the midst of an attack, which is really annoying. So, you know how we said we don't want the enemies to reconstitute? We really don't want them to we don't really want them to resurrect on shields, because that's the worst.
Shields are especially obnoxious with a ranged weapon because they tend to be walking at you, and especially with that plus 40% enemy speed that we're playing on. Yeah, it's especially obnoxious to have to like dash around behind them and hit them.
Uh-huh. It's like, you have to be good or something.
Got to hold on.
Alright, we're almost done with this area. Nope, we don't want to fight anything. You'll see there's like a skull and a red arrow under some of them. Those are harder encounters. We don't want those right now. Like, if I run a better weapon or a weapon I was more comfortable with, we'd take those. But since I'm not very comfortable with this, I won't. Oh, hey, here's my boyfriend.
Yay, it's our emo boyfriend.
This is Thanatos, you know,
Speaking
Spirit
of
of Death.
pretty, speaking
Oh,
of
yeah.
pretty, my
Yeah,
goodness.
Just gaze upon him. Like, I know everyone loves Sephiroth and all, but Thanatos is just like, yo, come on, really? Seriously,
Also-
Sephiroth? Come on.
I would wear his belt so much.
You would.
Yeah,
All
it's been.
The scythe has an eyeball on it, you know, being able to see the path of death is, you know, part of it. It's a crow's beak as well. Yeah, like, there's a lot of detail in the artwork in this and everything, and since the in-game timer pauses, I could show all of this off, and I, you know, I'm gonna be pretty chill about it, even if this is a speed run and there's a timer running. I am smacked. Look at Thanatos. Thanatos would totally smack talk your boy. I'm in so much trouble. Please don't throw me out of the Valkyries.
I got your back.
Yeah, if you defeat more enemies in this fight than Thanatos, then he'll give you a little extra something.
Yeah, he gives you a
Does he
gift
like you?
because he likes you.
Well, so far, that's not going to be a problem.
He basically targets something that's like, okay, and now you die.
Yeah, Thanatos
So
is...
you can kind of snipe kills from him. He even sometimes complains about it.
Yeah, he wants. He also gets booty if you accidentally shoot at him.
There's a chaos buff here if we want to go that way, but it's
Nope.
kind of
Not this late. Not
kind
this
of
late.
late in the game.
That's a little dangerous right now. Yeah, this game is good. If you like pretty boys, it's got you. If you like pretty women, it's got you.
If you like pretty people, it's got
Yeah.
you.
If you like pretty NBs, it's got one of those too, at least.
Yeah, we haven't seen them yet.
We haven't seen them yet. I do intend to see them, I promise. It's just taking a while.
Ow. Those chariots are real. The mini chariots detonate on you are real mean.
We're gonna take health. This should be the end of the museum, though. I should have gone through them. Yep, we're good. So we'll take 25 more health, and now it's time for the best fight in the game. The most annoying fight in the game. I'm gonna let this rock. I'm gonna let this intro rock.
In-game time does pause during these little cutscenes, so...
Yeah, but you gotta let Theseus rock because he's so full of himself. He's like, he's got a championship belt. He is the champion of Elysium. He's also got a shield. He's a nuisance.
Just gonna pop in with a quick donation. We got $10 from Raina Lynn saying, "Let's get this started." Donation to name the player Valkyrie, and that is the player character in the Pokemon Crystal Randomizer, which is coming up next. You can also donate for the rival if anyone's interested.
You haven't used your summon yet.
Oh, I should do that. You can summon other people that have fallen in love with you. This is one of your girlfriends. She is a disembodied Medusa head.
I'm here for it.
She fires a volley of shots that do pretty solid damage. They do 70 damage a hit. Ow! Theseus, please. It's 2. Also, once you take Theseus down to half health, one of the gods turns against you because, you know, Theseus is the champion after all. This fight is kicking my butt.
Fight, please.
This fight's hard.
We're also about to summon. We could summon the other person that's helping us here. We picked up a buff from Artemis earlier. That's actually her cough.
3.
Uh,
How do we... Liv, how do you have like a sub 17 with this stupid weapon? This
I have a sub 20 with this weapon.
I have a sub 17 with this weapon, but not this version of it. Okay, I'm gonna get hit. He's gonna turn away, and then we're gonna fire a bunch of arrows and just kill Theseus because the heck with that. Artemis is full power. You can see there's a special here at the bottom. At full power, it fires 10 arrows that all have a chance to individually crit, doing absurd amounts of damage.
Also, if you don't know who to ship people with, just ship them with everyone. It solves all your problems.
Like, literally the only person who you cannot ship in this game is Hades himself, because, like, he's just angry all the time. He's Hades. He's been down here a long, long time in Hades' House of Tech, chicken and waffles, and Euros.
And he's done.
And fries. And he's done. He's been done. He's been done for an eternity and change.
I shall have to have a word about keeping Theseus.
It's all the same ship anyway. Tam and Ashland. Alright, so we're gonna take wave pounding, which means that now it means that our water effects will do 20% more damage, which is this. Daedalus hammer. I didn't get a second hammer in Elysium. That's wild. I mean, no.
Daedalus hammers are kind of like they're generally considered to be the most powerful of the things that you can get. They modify your weapon in kind of a unique way. Cluster bomb we got earlier that lets our like kind of the lobbed grenades do like multiple shots. Honestly, we should be using it a little more.
I mean, I took the one that slows because.
Oh, you took the one that slows. Sorry.
It assures. It assures.
I really like cluster bomb, but I see why you went with that. This poison effect that they do on you is extremely obnoxious. There is a little thing in the wall that lets you cure the poison. Poison is obnoxious. It just sits there until you cure it.
Part of why we take the adamant arrowhead, by the way, is that it stops the first second and a half of damage from it, which is important because all damage over time effects tick every half second in this, so they burn through your health pretty quickly. So do your damage over time effects, for what that's worth.
Damage over times are like not slouching in this game.
Yeah, though they are real good usually.
More poison.
There's piercing fire. There's piercing. That's the one I want with this weapon. It makes your shots penetrate targets, which of course means that instead of hitting one thing with your sniper shot, you just hit the entire line of enemies with them. Needless to say, this is pretty good.
Also, just gonna pop in real quick with a $5 donation from Silvermoon 9000. Thank you so much for that.
done. Please let me be done. Please let me be done.
Yeah, but you can. You always have to go through at least 2 of these passages in the Temple of Styx. Whether you have to go through 2, 3, 4, or 5, however, is random.
Done. I have a chance. Okay, fine. Not quite at the end of it yet. It's a long one.
No use.
Just do it that way, because I don't feel like dying. Oh, we're not done. Never lucky.
Sadness.
Right there. I can't.
Okay, let that poison wear off the ground, because I want to pick these up and fire them.
It's no use.
We're kind of slowing down to play a little safer here because
Trying to save resources for the upcoming Hades fight.
we need some more. Yeah, we need some resources for our final boss fight here.
Pick that up. Ow. Dashing gives you some invincibility, but you've got to time it right. If you time it wrong, well, everything's awful.
Also, we still have an opportunity to find a Well of Karn and maybe buy one of those Death Defiances back.
Maybe. Nope, never mind. Just gonna die. I'm just gonna die to getting laser beamed and poisoned here. This run may not finish. This run may die on Hades. It may die before Hades at this point. Playing the off build with Adamant Rail is not my style usually. How am I doing on health? No, 105? 1099? Fantastic. Alright. Oh, you're here. Alright.
Hopefully we find a Well of Karn.
Hopefully we find our way out of this place. Oh well, anything would be good at this point. I'm
I was
just
gonna
gonna
say,
kill
I
you.
thought you lived here now.
Oh yeah, we're not having a good time right now. This is
If I were a Satyr-sack, where would I be?
nope, we're gonna hide. Nope, we're hiding.
Yes.
No, we're not hiding very well. 61. 51, 39. Oh god. I am very bad at avoiding lasers as well when I have to fight from range, so. Wow.
The laser is just
Stop missing your sniper shots.
I'm so bad at it. Like, you have to understand that Liv's actually good at that. Actually good at, like, slowing down the game enough to, like, reload and reload and reload. That's 5 deaths. That's 25 bones. That was real embarrassing.
Alright.
Such a good cause.
We're gonna,
So-
I think we're gonna go off to our next weapon though.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go to literally anything else right now, please.
And since
So-
we're dedicating this run to Liv, I believe we're letting her pick the next weapon.
We have, and I have been advised what the next weapon
I can
is.
do better than
I've
that.
been
no.
provided the next 2 actually, but
Well, don't give me both of them. Just give me
no,
one.
I won't. The next one is sword.
Ah, okay. See, my fiance loves me. She knows what's up. But since we're showcasing, one of the things that this game does is that normally the weapon I would use gives you crit after you special. Your special's a little AoE, and your regular swing, will knock enemies around and into walls. We're not going to showcase that. That's no fun. We're going to go, there's an anachronistic weapons in the game that come from the future. Actually, screw it. I just want to go fast. I could use Excalibur. But I really,
Excalibur is my fastest sword.
but my Nemesis sword clear is 14 minutes and 11 seconds. With one with a little bit of luck, if we get one specific buff during Area 1,
Come, Stygius.
I will tear this game apart.
Stygius,
Hopefully,
You're revealing
but
your
we need to
past.
switch over, and we need to take. What do I take with this?
Arthur.
We need this for AoE purposes, because I can't really AoE with this weapon. AoEing is very hard. As you can see, it hits in a very narrow space. And the special is really slow. So we try to use it only to buff up, and we try to buffer it or dash buffer it, because you can actually special. You can special and then dash, or you can dash and then special
Which
and
one?
buffer it out. So, but we're gonna take this sword into battle here. And again, Sword's my fastest clear. Not my most consistent fast clear, but it is my fastest clear at 1411. But we'll go, and we'll take off one more time here. Hopefully we'll actually get a Hades kill. Hopefully we'll see Hades today. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit nervous right now. Oddly enough, what do I want with this? I want the shot buff here. This is what I want. Again, this will help me with AoEing. Let's get out of here.
And we're back.
I took 2 dashes as well this time, because that's just super more powerful with Sword, because a lot of your output is based on dash striking.
Yeah, the Sword's dash strike is incredibly good.
Need to not take that hit there, thank you. Daedalus Hammer. So we're looking for one particular Daedalus Hammer upgrade, and I'll be very excited if I see it right now. I'll be very annoyed if I don't, but, you know, it's RNG. Who knows what the seed will give you until it gives it to you. Okay, let's dash through you. World Splitter. Yes! Well, alright, it's party time now, everybody. World Splitter, as you can see, it changes your attack. Instead of having a standard 3 attack combo where your attacks do like 30 damage apiece, World Splitter's like, alright, you give up on Subtlety. Subtlety is not your strong suit. I'm not going to be subtle. You now do this when you swing. You jump high up into the air and come crashing down.
Tune up the sword.
And you do 90 damage a swing.
This is 90 damage instead of the 30 damage a swing that you do off your sword swing without this modification. Ooh, and there's a chaos shrine. So it looks like we're gonna see our
We're gonna see this build go, hopefully. Let's see if we get lucky.
Accept this gift.
This build could get wacky really fast, because I could get a damage buff here. And then we're just gonna go absolutely wild here. But here's our favorite NB, Chaos. Chaos itself. The birther of all the universe. Chaos likes you too. They're more into Nyx, but they like you. For the next 4 encounters, you cannot earn money afterwards. Your attack deals 53% more damage. Sil, how's that sound?
that sounds pretty good.
We're gonna go and have a good time. All right, we're about to start hitting real hard. But this is the kind of room where we want this AoE, because obviously I'm not very good at fighting small targets now. Like, I'm very good now at fighting single big targets, i.e. bosses, and other large enemies. Small enemies are just annoying.
Oh, so chain lightning.
Yeah, that's why I took Zeus to start, so I could get the chain lightning. I'm all about that life. I know what I need to finish seeds. I'm good at this, I promise. I will finish a run.
On this run, I would say you were not gonna, but I think you're gonna get a really good time.
Ooh, I like this. This could get real good. Demeter has one of the highest percentage damage boosts in her, that was 556 backstab. That was 421 backstab. And that room is just done. Demeter's also absolutely beautiful.
I'm just noticing that. I was like, oh wow.
Wow, epic tier Frustrate. Attack damage 75%. Yeah, this is real good. We can't take money because we won't get any money from it, so we're not gonna bother. We're gonna do whatever else is there.
Soon the season there shall turn exceptionally cold, young Zagreus.
Yeah, more attack damage is good. Alright, we are going to be doing, so what's 90%? Backstab damage is 50%, critical damage is 300. We're going to see some 4-digit crits in a minute here. In Area 1.
Who else?
Grab some health.
The power
It is,
of the gods.
things are about to get very bad. For them, not for me. Things will be great for me. If I don't take damage, of course. If I don't make mistakes, we'll be fine. I can probably go up here.
The boon I got from chaos has a new effect.
691. Alright, we're up in the 700s now. See if I can get healing here, maybe? Hydrolight's fine. That heals you 10% for every door you go through. Which is fine. We'll take more rerolls. Not that I really need them. Really don't need anything else at this point. So if you have donations or want to do a little talking, now is the time.
Oh my goodness, do I ever want to talk? I'm always here for that. So friends, let me remind you why we're here and talk a bit about this event. So welcome to Undefined Behavior, a showcase of speedrunning, a showcase and speedrunning marathon centered around queering games and queerness in games. For this marathon, we're exploring glitchy, unusual, and marathon unsafe runs, as well as adjacent and related queer gaming content. We queer games when we reject limits and rules, when we play in atypical ways, and when we read diversity into stories and themes. This is the very first Undefined Behavior Marathon, and we're so excited to share all these games and showcases with you. Speaking of unsafe games, but let me also remind you about some of the donation incentives that we currently have going on. The very next run, once this one is completed, is the Pokemon Crystal Randomizer, and we have a bid war open in order to name both the player and the rival. Currently, there are no names for the rivals, so any donation will currently take over that name, and in the lead for the player is Valkyrie at $10. So both of those are definitely fairly easy to beat if you're so interested. We also currently are trying to unlock the bonus second quest any percent run for the Legend of Zelda prototype, which is happening this evening. So we're currently only at $216.93 out of a required $750. So if you want to see that bonus second quest, and I know I do, we need to get those donations in by, I believe it's about 9 p.m. Eastern, but before this evening. So definitely look forward to that.
So this is to Tiffany, by the way.
Was
listen,
very past there.
The room gets smaller as you fight her. She's the fury of that takes care of murderers, and she has a limited vocabulary.
She loves her job. She knows what her job is, and she loves it. It is to torment those who have tormented others in life. She stuns you and then fires a bunch of projectiles at you, and I stood right in front of them for a hot minute and took a lot of damage, which was unwise, but you know, 6 of 1.
You know exactly where.
But now we're back in Asphodel, where it's warm.
Okay. See you, Tartarus.
Just split that thing in half. It gets very rhythmic when you're hitting the world split swings. It gets really rhythmic. I'm just gonna take a Thrust Flourish because I just really want to slow more enemies down. I want a Hermes Boon. I really want attack speed up because I need to get through the attack animation faster.
Oh, but not seeing Eurydice.
That's fine.
Looking up on Eurydice is it's tough, but I see why you're doing it here.
Yep.
The winter's chill.
Like during practice, I was having like no problems like getting through things. Now I'm just like, I don't just take greatest reflexes. We'll go faster around rooms. It's like during practice, things were going great. Things were going real good. Like right now, just I don't know.
Marathon.
Having a tough marathon. I'll feel real bad if none of my runs finish.
No, I have faith in you, Demi. And with that faith, I am signing off, and the wonderful Tetrally is going to be taking over as host. So thank you so much, and good luck.
Felt that.
I'll be taking over, and best of luck with the run, Dem.
Thank you. Hi, Tetra.
Hello.
More spoilers.
Alright, so we're just trying to, again, we try to get sort of into a rhythm when we are Because we're trying to basically hit World Splitter attacks between enemy attacks, which takes some timing. Tidal Dash is wild with the sword. So Tidal Dash, what that does is that now my dash will knock enemies away. And you might think that this is really bad. It's actually really good. It's actually, like you've got a melee weapon. You want things close to you. It's like, oh no. No, we're gonna put some enemies in the walls and then backstab them, and it's gonna be pretty great.
I'm at the docks. It's Charon. Cheers, mate. The ocean's fury.
Got our little mini boss room again, the Barge of Death.
When enemies don't have armor, by the way, your attacks will flinch them. Which means you can get into that rhythm. That's why you want the attack speed up, so that you can constantly flinch an enemy. But as you can see, we're just using the dash to just bounce things into walls over and over and over again. It's a lot easier than actually fighting them, honestly. We're just gonna take 10% armor, because we're just gonna take reduced damage, because I don't feel like dying over and over. So some gods give you defense buffs, which are unsurprisingly quite good. That'll hurt me more when I actually do these things. I think we're done with this area. Again, World Splitter makes things real fast.
We're actually pretty lucky to get this fountain room here that
Yeah, it gives you a heal.
you just get a free heal.
Athena's power.
You actually have to earn those through playtime. You actually have to purchase them for use with the like, you don't start with the ability, you don't have those rooms to start.
Cheers.
By the way, as you can see,
Good old Charon.
not doing quite enough damage to World Split. 450 health in 2 swings. It's a little bad. But there's the end of phase 1. And start up the next phase. First phase is 3 Hydra heads, second phase is 5. So we can continue getting out of heck as fast as we can. There's a 740 crit, not bad. These to stick in the head. Don't want to stay in front of that because those rapid fire hits will hit you for 7 damage apiece. It's a lot. But yeah, Lerny's back. Lerny's gone real fast. 804 is a pretty good pace. I'm pacing out like 15 and 16 right now. This is not a sub 14 run family, but hey.
I think you can manage to pull this into sub 15.
Yeah, we've got to
Well,
really.
it depends on how Elysium and if you get lucky and sticks.
Yeah, I've got to really pick the pace at this point. But yeah, this is a really optimized setup at this point. The only thing that could be better is if I had gotten a second Chaos Gate, taken a second Chaos Gate, and gotten a second attack buff. There's my second hammer. I'm pretty sure I want a second attack buff of some flavor. Probably want the dash strike upgrade. Just for consistency.
Onward.
Backstab one is pretty solid too.
Yeah, the backstab one would be ridiculous on Hades, actually. It actually would make the last 2 bosses pretty free. Because it doubles your backstab damage on top of the already double it does. Oh, it triples it, sorry. Yeah, it's plus 200%, not does 200%. Yeah, Shadow Slash, perfect. Fantastic. Cool, we're doing quad damage from the rear, and here's those exploding chariots. Again, as you can see, I took the ability that will let me sweep them up pretty efficiently, but of course a good time World Splitter swing will also just kill them before they can collide with me. So you can see my timing is very good.
Very good.
Ow, ow, ow.
It's fine. Goodbye. 517 on that swing. Take health. Elysium is the prettiest part of Heck. It's where the heroes go. Like, and if you're in Heck and you're a hero, well, you know, you did good in life, right? Probably died in glorious combat, as the ancient Greeks would have it.
Gemstones.
It takes a lot of practice for me to kind of keep the manual dexterity to kind of keep up really good pace with this. Like anything else, practice is really important for going fast at it. Also, those arrows that fly out of the walls, they do like 20 damage a shot, so you don't want to get hit by them.
It is really silly when like enemies just die to them without like interacting with you at all, though, because it will one-shot many of the enemies in this zone.
Yeah, they do. The explode every sort of they do an additional so they do 20 damage to me and 600 damage to the enemy. So they do an extra 3,000 damage, 2,000% damage to the boss, the enemies. Just so you're aware.
This won't end well for you.
Which is why you oftentimes don't have to interact with them for them just to just off enemies left and right. 191. I actually want money for safety here. Just keep moving, keep moving. Alright, bad guys. So you can kind of see that I was trying to dash around that enemy a little bit so I could actually get into position to backstab them. Rather than dashing at them. Move speed's actually really important in this build because you don't always want to be dashing because you don't always want to be knocking the enemies around a lot. In the wider open rooms, you need to kind of walk up to the enemies. Ow. I've got a shield on, I'm just going to dash into the second one. The eyeballs that shoot butterflies, though, they can't be moved, so you can dash up to them with basically impunity. But the butterfly streams do 3 damage a shot, I believe, and they can hit you multiple times. So you have to be a little careful. I still want attack speed. I really still want attack speed. Can I get a little bit of attack speed, maybe?
You kind of also don't want to fight a hard room here. Those tend to be slow.
Those tend to be slower. Playing a little safe
The
again.
little spell next to it means that it's a hard room.
Yep, and we are playing safe because I'm not feeling real good about my game right now.
I mean, it's also just faster. Depending on which.
It depends on the enemy. It depends on the enemy mixes you get to. You can get lucky with enemy mix, and also depends on how much damage you're putting out. So your special's faster. Something we really wanted. Attack 12. I'm gonna skip that actually. We'll take it now. Whatever. And will give me 5 health. Ow.
I have a better idea. Faster than ever.
Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Chariots hurt a lot, but I'm on 3 health anyway, so it doesn't matter if they hurt a lot or not. They're just hard to avoid. Oh, really? I killed it. Come on. 6. Carrots also do 20 damage base when they collide with you. They hurt.
They're easily my least favorite enemy in the game. More than I dislike those more than the shield guys.
Valid. I guess we're taking money for safety here.
We already have a lot of money.
Yeah, and we're taking more safeties here because we're playing real good right now. I'm gonna take a shot. We're at 43. We have 6 money. We might get maximum health anyway with our money. We will, and that's all we'll get. Oh, it's annoying. I was hoping for maximum health and a buff. Well, here's the twins again. Alright. Of course you do. As you can see, I'm doing like 500 damage a swing through Theseus from the back. Now, we've already transitioned to phase 2. Nice random explosions, which is actually kind of the best one for me, as I might be able to stand in and actually kill Theseus this right now. And you just get rid of him. There. Yep. Easy game.
That is the fast strat for this fight, is to just like
get a good summon. Because he is
backstab the heck out of him.
Because when he is doing that, he is he cannot use his shield while he has his spear in the air. He's calling the gods.
I'm actually using Mord on this, just like always use Mord on this fight.
I am. This particular build is so overpowered for this fight that I can just spam it out. Like, I can just dash it out and be fine. It took under a minute. I took under a minute with no deaths. You can mash. We'll take a little more healing, that's fine. Yeah, it's Darius. I love that line. Because Hades is all like, wow, King Theseus died. And you're like, I also kicked the Darius' butt. Look at me, I'm a bad. I'm real bad.
That'll show them.
King Theseus has fallen
Health would be
to the
50
right
health, but a tough room at the end. We'll do that. I could use the 50 health, and I'm feeling really confident with this build.
Are we gonna see the secret rat boss?
I hope so. The secret
That
rat
boss kicked my butt the first time I found it.
Let's clear the poison by leaving the room. Also, it's weird playing this on stream, because this is normally my off-stream game. There is a secret rat boss that we might get to see, which I would be very pleased by.
Because we're technically on the surface, these are living vermin that we're fighting.
Yeah, we are now killing the living. We did not get it. We got giant cannon mayor. Don't want to be there, but I'm gonna stay there anyway. Whose world is just gonna get split in half because I am real good at killing bosses right now. What are those things? Those are rats. I guess we take money for safety? Sure. As you can tell, you can just sort of kill these without actually fighting them if you really want to by just dashing them into walls now. It's actually kind of fast because I have 4 dashes, so they'll just get bounced around everywhere. Please let me get closer to this. Thank you.
It's no use.
Alright, and this is the room that you get. This is the Satyr Sack. Cerberus will eat whatever's in it. We're not gonna talk about what it is. It's probably not good. What do I have? 664. We'll grab a health. We'll grab this. I'm gonna re-roll this because I can get an extra Death Defy just in case. For some extra bonus safety. Or I can get the Athena's Aid Call, which will give me, which once I'm fully charged will give me, roughly 10 seconds of invulnerability.
Just the foul sack I need.
Which is also pretty good, honestly. 10 seconds of invulnerability will make sure that this is a kill. But here we are. We made it outside. It's snowing. It's cold out.
First, we was like, oh, Cerberus is blocking our way. That's okay.
Not what I need right
Cerberus likes us.
Cerberus likes us. Dad, however. Alright, well, still, I'll let you talk about Dad.
Alright, so, yeah, we have a bit of a strained relationship with our dad here. He also has a enormous spear. He has a couple different attacks. This Boiling Blood is actually a damage
Know only the
a damage debuff on you where it makes you take more damage.
Do you feel your blood beginning to boil?
I have never fought this on the with Hades going faster. This is terrifying to me.
It's a great fight.
Shall it take for
It is a great fight.
It's
You
a
kind
it's a
of
5-phase.
hard. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It does tell just how wide his spear sweep is when it does that, and that thing chunks you for 40 health. There goes one of our Defieds.
We're invincible for the next 10 seconds. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, we're currently deflecting anything that hits us, which means we are bouncing it back to him. It is one of the most powerful calls, but it is purely defensive.
8. Am I at 8 now? That's fine. Alright, we've got through a run. 17:36. Good time. Woof.
119 health remaining on our last life. We're fine.
We made it! Easy game. Sometimes you get a title, this time I did not. You are very excited that you did it. You get a little clear screen here that shows you all your stats and everything. Again, it also shows you your best times. I'm sorry, Twin Fist is my fastest. Twin Fist was 1350. I forgot I sub 14 that one night. Yeah. Blade and Fist are my fastest weapons, but yeah, that is a solid clear.
Yep.
Cool. You get a whole ton of extra darkness for that, and we can now leave. But however, the game is not really over. And now you died. Hades is in early access. I'm hoping there's more content after the Hades fight once this actually clears early access. This game is fantastic. But yeah, so we died. We're gonna come back now. You get a little splash screen that congratulates you from the developers. But they're adding more stuff to the game, which is pretty cool, which is great. Dad gets sassy with you if you kill him. I got that. Dad's all sassy. All right. I need a third weapon, though. I need one more stick to play with here.
Well, Liv has informed me that the last weapon that you'll be playing with is the Fist.
Oh, she actually gave me what I wanted. Cool, let's,
It's almost like she loves you or something.
It's like she loves me or something. Let's blow some stuff up. This is definitely a Zeus start. We want one particular setup here.
You go with Zeus for your Fist, huh?
What's that?
Interesting, you go with a Zeus start for your Fist.
I want the attack buff for the Zeus weapon because the attack is really low damage. Like the base attack does backstab 20 damage. Like it does 15 damage base, right? After 12 attacks, though, you get something called Giga Cutter, which means that your special hits, instead of hitting once or twice, it hits 5 additional times. So it does 5 times as much damage. But we need something that'll let us, again, sweep up smaller enemies while we use specials for bosses. So we want Zeus's attack buff, preferably. But, yeah. Cool. Let's do this thing. Fists, again, my best weapon. 1350 clear, 20 heat clear. This is the weapon I've been trying to do 32 heat runs on. Dad's a jerk. Sometimes you get these cutscenes where Dad's a jerk at you, because, you know, Dad's a jerk. Here we go. What do we got? Give me the attack buff, please. I don't want to reroll for it.
Time to go.
Zeus is a jerk too. We don't like him. Here we go. Attack if it's chain lightning. Here we go.
Fling your blood at me like that again, boy.
Even rare tier, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, 13 damage. It does. The tier doesn't really matter that much.
Also makes our Fist a lot better at clearing packs of enemies. because
They have to get pretty close.
you're playing chain lightning. It's
Uh,
not it's not as long range as the spellcast chain lightning, but it's pretty good.
Plus, I don't have to think. I can just mash.
Is my hair sticking up?
We'll go this way. I don't even. There could have been a hammer on the other side. I don't care.
It's a hammer in a room with an exit, but one of them is a
You can if you have a specific setup.
not with the. I don't think so.
There's the 10% chance that
Oh yeah, but you're
runes upgrade. I don't use that though. I just use rune upgrades because I want damage.
Which way?
we'll cast portal in this room.
Yep. We want special damage if we can get it. Unless this is the Daedalus Hammer, which is not. Okay. Let's see if we can get lucky again. This time we want special damage because we really want to crush things under. There's me an ending, but the content complete in terms of levels. Thank you, Twitch. Afterward, gain a cast. Your cast. I'm gonna reroll this. Money increase. These are all really bad. Actually, these are all awful. I will take cast damage because at least it's damage. And we want crit. We want crit on our special, preferably here, because then we can really. Because since we were just going to try and get lucky rather than be good.
With 6 times, that's a lot of chances to get a crit.
Yeah, you'll normally crit twice at least.
Let's try this instead.
As you can see, though, we are just gonna rush down enemies here. Yeah, 73% special damage plus crit. Yeah, absolutely. Please, I'll take 2. All right, let's do some damage. Traps are gonna do quad damage to me right now, which is really annoying. We got the time waster. You can't clear this room. You just have to survive for 45 seconds. The positive, though, is that you can make some serious money in this room because enemies drop cash.
Also, it's a good, like, kind of litmus test for your build. It's like, am I really killing things fast? Because if you're keeping this room clear, yeah, you are.
If I could spare a minute
Instead
your
of, like, kind of having it become a swarm of enemies that you're not keeping up with.
Taking a lot of damage, though, from being really aggressive, which I need to stop doing.
You could always check to see if that treasure trove is money or health.
You could waste more time.
Not dying or faster than dying.
Shout out to not dying, by the way. And of course, those won't take me very long with this build. So there is that. It's gems. It's actually the worst of them. Alright. Die. Also, the lightning shots are clearing the projectiles from these, which is ow! I really dash into that. I needed to not attack for a second there, but I attacked anyway. Like, the big thing with dashing is dashing gives you invulnerability until your dash ends or you touch an attack button. I like touching attack buttons. It's a bad habit.
That's just kind of just transformed into, instead of take 1,000,000 damage from traps, it is now buffing our cast damage. And we don't have a special cast yet, which we're really looking for at this point.
Oh, well, we would like one, yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to get some healing at that Well of Charon too.
Chaos has expired.
Yeah, that's the idea, hopefully. There's more enemies here, aren't there? Yeah, the extra cast damage helps a lot with clearing out rooms that I've made mistakes in. There's life essence, that's fine. We're not taking it easy, though.
Okay, we're gonna go into our double boom room. Which one are we gonna piss off is the question.
I piss off Zeus is free. We're gonna reroll this for a specific. We didn't get it. We're gonna take upgraded cast then instead and just do crits with everything. I was hoping to get one specific thing that lets you fire an arrow every time you touch an enemy, basically.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, Artemis has an ability that every time you land an attack, an arrow gets fired out that deals damage to a target.
I don't think so.
And all these are bad too.
I like lightning bounces, to be honest.
I'm gonna take static discharge here, it's fine.
That's fine. Since you already used your free light.
Yep.
I think the lightning bounce is a lot.
Since I can't get really close enough to things to really take advantage of it, I'm gonna hide there for a sec so we don't die. That's a crit.
Commendable of you to live through that.
By the three fates. Thunder time.
Please let me buy health here. Like, let me buy health and health. Or maybe we get Divine Dash. That's good too. Alright, here we go. And we did not get all three of the Furies. This is Electo again.
Oh, you don't get them because you're not playing with that,
Well, I mean, the 3 different ones for the 3 different runs.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So the Furies, by the way, they become invincible after every quarter of their health goes down, so you have to be a little aware of that.
Protection.
Because you can, if I land the special, it will just take a quarter of their health bar. There we go. Easy enough. Pouring on the damage here at least. I didn't die. Still, I didn't die. I haven't died yet.
This one's going well, and
Do you mind if I sneak in with a quick donation?
Not at all. Go ahead. We're gonna see some chat for a bit, so if you want to take over for a little while, that's fine too.
Alright, great. We have $5 from Anani Mouse, who simply says,
Get out.
"Week."
Aw.
Thank you very much, Anani Mouse. Do appreciate every donation of any size. And while we're have a little bit of a break, I want to talk a little bit about Edge Case Collective, which is what Undefined Behavior is being put on by. It's a streaming group made of creative queers who play, build, and break games in interesting ways. Follow us at twitch.tv/EdgeCaseCollective for more great content.
They're all good people.
Strong second.
So if you came here from, from hearing about it or otherwise, you should follow the team. The team is really cool.
A palm of power. Better.
So one of the things I did not tell you about Fists that actually makes Fists utterly incredible is, you know how the armor, the yellow armor, protects enemies from dying instantly to one single big attack?
there is no one single big attack.
The special buff that you get is 6 attacks. So you just rip through the armor and keep going. Which is part of why you can go really fast with this weapon. Is because you look at armor and go, eh! I just tear it all off and then keep going. Okay, let's amplify that. Concentrated? Concentrated. Concentrated now means that my attacks, when I stand there, I do a little 5. When you just hold the attack button, it does 5 different swings. So now the swings will do additional damage per hit. It'll do upwards of, first 5 and then 10 and then, up to 20 more damage for the last attack.
Not only that, that gets multiplied by any other multipliers we have, such as when we stick our cast crystal into an enemy and it does plus 50%, or backstabs, or the plus 6% damage she gets per different god she has a boon from. All of that will multiply that plus 5 damage in addition to what in addition to the base damage.
So fairly massive amplification is really good here. Stay together, stay near each other, don't run away. We're gonna use our cast, try and clean up the ones that have gone into lava because I don't really know how to fight them over there.
Until next time, Artemis, guide my hand.
As you can see, the last hit's doing like over 200 damage now with the fists when I stand there and swing at something. Also, the Medusa heads, their projectiles do turn you to stone, which is annoying, but hey. I guess we want health here, or we just want to be real greedy? We want to be real greedy.
I like greed. Greed is good.
We'll do greedy. We'll take another Artemis buff. Oh, never mind. I got rewarded for being greedy because I got a heal.
Oh yeah.
No support fire, but we'll take pressure points, which just means now everything has a 4% chance to crit, which is, you know, just free damage. Crits do triple damage in this game, by the way, so critting is really good. And we'll take a Demeter boon for free. That's fine.
That cost 150 gold. That was not free.
I mean, it's about as free as it gets, though. We'll take Nourish
I think you
Souls.
take Ravenous Will. I would have taken Ravenous Will there.
Yeah, Ravenous Will is really good, but I'm just gonna be safe. We'll take a little bit of safety here. Now all the heals that I get will be greatly amplified.
That even includes that little tiny heal in between every room.
Yeah, instead of getting 3, I will get 4. I'm gonna save my special charges for Hydra heads, as you can see. Goodbye. He's gonna blink that first Hydra head out of existence. I'm gonna blink that second Hydra head out of existence. As you can tell, though, power overwhelming is kind of the name of the game at a lot of points here.
Yeah, especially considering like this is a very everything is powerful. You're powerful. The enemies are powerful.
Goodbye.
We can just pop here and end the fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Artemis just unleash Fury and end this real fast. 7:38. This is time. Like this is potentially fun.
A minute faster than we got out of zone 2 last time.
Yeah. Now time to take our safety. We're gonna see if we can
I'm
catch.
still sad we don't have that plus 30% damage from Demeter though.
Yeah, that's fine. They might have really put this over the top.
Yeah, it's fine.
I didn't really see it. I was looking for a different specific one that's also very good, but so that means I sort of don't get the timer's not running here, thankfully, but I always get caught there. Is this a 3 hammer run?
That's our third hammer.
Oh my. The dream
Right,
is real.
what was our other 2? We have the Concentrated Knuckle and...
Oh, did I not get a first one? That's fine too.
Yeah, I think it's just Concentrated Knuckle plus whatever this is going to be.
Maybe long would be best here, honestly, for the extra 20% damage.
Long would be good. The kick
Rolling
would
up
be
is
good.
fantastic. The kick is great. Explosive upper is quite good because it explodes 6 times. We're gonna take rolling.
I like Flying Cutter.
I don't.
But it is tricky and that requires a significant change in playstyle because what it does is it turns your special. It gives your special an optional charge up,
which can do a
that
lot.
does up to triple damage. Yeah, it goes up to triple damage, and that does like work with the whole
everything else
power up special we have here.
Where's support fire? I'm gonna take clean kill because just dealing more critical damage is just fine here, and we'll take health because we're gonna stop being greedy. Oh, that one turned around. Thank goodness. Bane of my existence. Shield enemies here. Oh, you're still back turned. That's good. Thanks for playing. Also, you can use the calls when you only have 1 meter, and it just fires 1 arrow, which sometimes is just what you need just to clean up an enemy real quick. Like, I use them on the back of shield soldiers just to clean them up basically immediately. Because, you know, if they crit in the back and they take like 500 extra damage, it's real good. We'll heal up here. We'll take a Hermes buff. Just reload, it's fine. I don't really want any of those, but that's fine. Get a heal here. Not that we need it. Yeah, we're making good progress here. This is going really fast.
I do think we'd actually dodged the mini boss room in this Elysium as well.
Yeah, just so everyone's aware, the mini boss in this area is Asterius. He just shows up. He's just like ready to party at any time, apparently.
Haste of Hermes.
There's another like kind of secondary mini boss as well, which is a giant soul catcher. That one's pretty fast usually.
Yeah, if you have a lot of damage output, basically the Soul Catcher's motif is that as long as it's alive, it continues to it spawns unreadied souls, basically, which you'd think is really annoying, but they have to go and travel to where they need to go to become actual threats to you. So you can kind of get away with just really mopping up that room really fast. Or actually, I think we're gonna hit it here. Nope. Nope, dash out, dash out, dash out.
Those are all things.
Okay.
Wow, that was actually a really effective usage of that trap.
Yep. I just didn't want to get hit by it. But we're trying to clean up the blue ones first because we just don't want them to make everything else invulnerable and waste your time. Yeah, that was actually really good. We're going to patch up a little bit here, spend a little money on healing. Healing is good. We're just gonna take we don't need a double boon here, we're fine with that. We're gonna do this instead.
Hermes is pretty much always good.
Yep. So we're just gonna get intentionally hit by the first one to throw up our adamant arrowhead shield, and then fight the rest, and just continue bashing our heads into the rest of them. Be like, that seems like a terrible idea. It's like, no, invulnerability is doing its job at that point.
A lot faster than the alternatives.
Uh-huh.
I'd like rate them around while picking them off from range with our mediocre long range.
With our basically non-existent long range capabilities here.
Well, we've taken a lot of damage in this room.
Yeah, I know. We got 3 lives.
Yeah, we had all our lives.
Let's fix some dashes. Maybe we'll get the buy heal before Asterius, because we're already at Asterius. Yeah, thank you, I'll take that. I don't need another buff. I don't need anything else. I'm gonna keep the rest of the money for safety. Are we ready?
Let's go and beat up Theseus.
That's the stuff.
I'm just gonna remove the first half of the Minotaur's health here.
Brethren failed to thwart your advance. Well, you shall go no further.
Goodbye.
We have a full Artemis ready.
We're gonna save.
Yep, for when he's not gonna block some of it with a shield, because even those projectiles still can get blocked.
Also, when he's at half health, he throws a shield in the air. We're gonna ensure a ton of damage really fast. So ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and let the arrows fly. Whoop! And there goes 40% of Theseus' health in one shot. Goodbye. Right in the back. 11:53. This is a run. Not gonna crack 13.
Some luck can crack 14 though.
There's a chance. It's real slight, but there's a chance. Yeah, you love to see these bosses just get disintegrated. Like, I just wanted to focus fire the Minotaur there because now it's gonna be a little slower, and I wanted the full God Gauge to just obliterate Theseus, because if you crit 10 times, you can just kill Theseus out now. Double health? I think we have enough damage output to just take double health here. Also, I want another shot at you-know-what.
See you soon, Father.
Okay, so I took 2 damage in that room. That sucks.
It's nicer
But
outside
we get more than 2 health back every room.
Uh-huh. Took 3 health. I took 3 damage in that room.
Because that's what one rat bite does.
Does 3 damage. I have no... And I'm just gonna special. Gonna uppercut special that one. I took 0 damage in that room.
Not now.
This is going decently well. Did we get it? We didn't get it. Sad.
What are you trying to get?
The tiny rodents.
Oh, okay.
So just so everyone's aware, there is a special boss that was added in the last patch, which is a very small mouse. It is the most dangerous enemy in the game.
No use.
Not actually kidding about that.
One of their disgusting layers, huh?
50 health is gonna be fantastic for the end game. Alright, let's see. We'll take this really quickly, and we're almost done. Maybe we get lucky and we two-route this one. I get a sub 15, I go out on top.
All set. Could use the rod of fishing there.
It's fine, I took 1 damage. Took 1. Dash out 2 casts to kill that. And doing 20 damage a shot. Oh, wow. Oh, the dream is real. It's real right now. Give me some defense. Nope, we're taking blinding flash. Oh no. That means that my attacks that deflect leave a debuff that also increase my backstab damage. So when I dash through Hades and hit him in the back, I'm going to do more damage. So that buff is actually really good for the finish here, and we might we're very close to a sub 15. It's gonna be real close, and I will probably take it after
Having a 90-second Hades fight is going to be real challenging.
But doable.
As a goddess.
Doable.
Dad's gonna sass you.
The fear
Okay, we're gonna fire off 1 cast here to try and hit him before he sometimes teleports away immediately. Sometimes he fights you though, which is great.
There's going to be a little bit of face tanking here because we are more interested in trying to make this fight go fast than we are in making sure we don't get hit. We have we had full health and all of our death defies ready going into this fight. We want this fight to go under 90 seconds so we can get that sub 15. Don't forget to debuff the cast.
I was just gonna use the overdrive cast there to just drive Hades into the next phase. Made no sense not to.
That makes sense. But don't forget to cast on them because like you do want that damage buff.
The problem is that there's other enemies on the screen which are absorbing the cast as well.
This hunter's well out of your league.
What's rearming?
9. We're close. This is gonna be tough. So we need to hit the cast, and then hit the special, and maybe take half his health away. That was not a good cast. All right. By the way, there are sweet spots on Hades during the lasers. If you're right next to him, the lasers can never hit you.
Let's finish this then.
9, 10, or 10.
This is for your own good.
All right. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's a 1449. Very nice.
Sub 15. That one I'm happy about. That is what a good run looks like for me. Sub 15. But that is time. That is Hades. 3-weapon showcase, and that was a really good time. Again, like I said, my best is a minute faster than that, but the title you get for sub 15ing is Swiftness to Hermes because you went real fast. But yeah, 31st clear with Twin Fist. I got Twin Fist when I already had a fully powered up file, so it's very rare that I don't clear with them now. But In practice, it's really funny because late I was doing really well, and I had like a bunch of sub 15s, and even rail I had like a couple of 17s with 24 shot rail, and Twin Fist I kept dying, so I feel really good about the 1449 here.
I'm really amused looking at your clears at that shield because shield is one of my better weapons.
I'm awful with it.
I'm not like it's hard to go fast with is the thing. And
But that's that for that, I guess.
Awesome. Well, GG, Demerine, and well played. Thank you so much. Any last words before we move on to the next round?
Valk's rule, ECC rules? Wait, no, I can't say that. I can't say that this isn't a marathon. Of course, congratulations to Olivia Cathera for being an exception and part of ECC. What a fantastic team. My fiance, of course, I love her to death. It'll be good to see her soon. And still, thank you again for coming in and shooting the breeze with me and hanging out. Thank you all for your donations to the Trevor Project. It means a great deal. And I guess we're gonna move into Randoland soon, aren't we? Like, this is sort of a randomizer. This is kind of a roguelike randomizer, but we're gonna get to real randomizers now, aren't we?
Yeah. Next up is going to be Pokemon Crystal Randomizer. So thank you again, and we'll probably go to the loading screen for the next run now.